How you guys? I can show you something from the California endowment. Woo! First, did I tell you? I told you guys that I just have to say God is so good all the time. All the time, God is good. Thank you so much. Now, something's gonna come up with St. Louis in a minute, but I'm just gonna keep quiet. You guys are about to find out that several motherfuckers went to go get play games with the endowment, not knowing how far it went with the virtual reality, or knowing about the spell work, knowing about the virtual reality, and thinking that they were gonna hide something or do this or do that because they were ops in the hood, and this exposed everybody. Like, okay, but how are we all supposed to like make a living? You just can't like blacklist everybody. Huh? I didn't blacklist everybody. You got caught sticking your dick in kids and playing with Hanifi and starting a lot of shit. So you got caught up. Now, I want to talk about this three found dead in apartment. And look at that with 37. Now, I have to just talk about Sacramento because somebody really got smacked in the cartel playing in Sacramento. Yeah, and something came out about somebody getting identified. It was a 16-year-old Spanish female, 16-year-old Spanish girl from Oakland. I think she went to Castlemont. They found her body in Sacramento, some shit like that. You guys should have never started that. And something's going to come up about this in Vallejo and why this quadruple homicide got started. And it has something to do with Matt Haney once again playing in the hood like, oh, I can get you this deal and that deal and that deal. But he's only in assembly though. We need somebody that works for the sheriff's office or the police. Nah. Because they did something stupid and this nigga's trying to play games because they don't know all that he did in the cartel and all that he did playing with me. So now there's a big ass thing where it's like if you're not talking about Daisy or if you're going against her, that means you're either a Hanifi, you're in her Klankla, or you play with Borgia. And thank you. And now it's coming out. This shit is about to get somebody murdered. Look at who's in these videos. Look at this one. Building people power. Ooh. This is a strong statement after what got started with everyone's kids, charges, shit coming up from the 80s and 90s. Tell it to my heart. Tell me I'm the only one. Is it really love or just a game? Shit from that time period coming the fuck out. And Raquel, you guys know her? In a dream, my love. You will be my heart. Some shit like that. Shit from like that coming out. Stuff from the 50s and 60s coming out with some of these elderly folk and bitches being hella dishonorable, sneaking into convalescent homes. This is what they're talking about when they're talking about playing with the endowment, because everybody knows about this because of how drastic it got in the hood.
What ails us as a society is the fight over fundamental questions about who matters, who belongs, and who deserves a share of our collective.
I'll just say this about Mark. The problem here is that they all got in the foundations and they put money into this Black Freedom Fund. Then when he went to go work at Silicon Valley Bank, they said, you're going to run this fund and that's your job. You're the director of this fund, but you have to deal with all this. So it's his job. They trapped him in the middle of that. And I just have to say that because I kind of feel bad because Mark got wrapped up with Castle, not knowing that Castle was a serial rapist and murderer. That was like the big thing. That's why a lot of people got fired from the endowment. You didn't know that. For people to be involved and affiliated with them just for funding purposes. A lot of people did have to get fired. And that's what is coming out right now with some people not knowing that. But this is hella major who's in this, especially from Oakland.
For new institutions and movements.
The system adapts to make it harder for us to fight for.
I'll say for her, she didn't know.
Train them,
she didn't know how far it was going.
Retain them to be able to do
get our communities from bad to better, but being able to work together.
She knew the whole time because she plays with children.
Not just get our communities from bad to better, but from bad to transformed, and from bad to
planet and in the future. I'm hoping that the next generation of organizers.
They're funding anybody. And that's what people are saying. They're funding anybody just to make it seem like they're affiliated. And yeah, we're not blacklisted. And yeah, they're so defunded and so ratchet. The endowment's so messy and so low. This is the bitches that they're funding, that their names are involved in straight chaos with Nancy Ong from USANA. Ooh, because you don't know I know about that with Little Saigon. You also know I've been watching you on TV since you were like 12, 14 on ABC News. What you guys were doing, lighting up all of Little Saigon in San Jose. Evan Low, his early days starting shit with you, Nancy. Yes, I remember all that. I've been knowing about the Dai Li. That's why I stepped out of USANA. I said, oh, it's a good product line, but you guys are ratchet. That's why out of all these companies, USANA didn't get hit when Herbalife and all them did, because they got good product. Yeah, and I'm trying to work with them with some other shit because they owe me in Akash anyway. So they're like, oh, okay. And that's the only reason why they're not in jail, because they set hella people the fuck up. Nancy, you're hella out of control. This bitch in the Vietnamese community, I just have to show you, this is going to start a fucking war. And I was just talking about this today and I said, ooh, let me go see. And God said, you have no idea what you just opened up, Daisy. Kind of chaos. Good. Ooh.
to fight for the change that's necessary. But we're in a moment now where we need the resources, we need the investment.
I'm really French. The people that came and played in your hood. Yeah, this something just like told me, go look at this. Look at this. Yeah, whoa. The one for East Oakland Rising. Ooh.
Connections between communities from all across the state to make
this one.
The hood, because we lost the neighbor aspect. East Oakland I grew up in, we know our neighbors.
Okay, good. You're done for. John Jones is officially done for. Thank you. It's done. No, he's done. But the funny thing is, it's like he was the last to get exposed because everyone else that brought him up was. So John Jones, the whole thing with them is they wanted to hide more of what had gotten started that got him put in jail initially to not get people more charges and shit that had gotten started for reduced sentences, but they shouldn't have been dishonorable with what they did in the first place, starting hella chaos and causing hella drama in the hood with Hanifi. And so what happened is they were now trying to use John Jones to try to keep quiet and peace in the hood because when he got out of jail, he was doing this and this and that in the community. A lot of people knew his name, but they did that only to make it seem as if they didn't do what they did with a specific case that Castle actually curated in around 1980, like three running around doing too much early on young, and how we trickled down to Doug Stewart and them, their age group, Mr. Dunbar, and then Kev Choice, his generation had to pick it up with DB and them, the general coming a few years after Kev Choice and them, because of something that Castle got started with the gang, starting violence and getting somebody killed, and his brother was really a top hitter in the hood, like really starting some like ratchet ass shit like that. Like you guys watch that, what's that? City of God in Brazil. That's the type of shit that they were doing. Like Castle was just starting because he was on heroin. Good. Right, yeah, something about a funky expedition. I just heard about that. I just heard that song, DB the General Funky Expedition. Something's gonna come up with the old school too, and a church. And I know about this church in Oakland. It's right over by if you're going to Lena Soul Food Cafe, it's like a little church right there. That church is involved in something that's gonna come up with somebody being very messy and getting a video of the day Huey P. Newton was killed on YouTube with like a whole like video of who was coming to his wake, who was at his funeral. They had pictures of his casket, everything. It was like people had not seen that. That started so much shit. You hoes are hella out of control.
I brought some sugar. If I got into trouble, my friend's mother can punish me. We knew each other. There was trust. Crack and the violence completely obliterated that trust.
And U.S. started it again.
Now people can live in an apartment building and don't even know the name of the person living next door to them.
Do well and have access
oh
to
my God, she's so fucking disgusting and horrible. This is CJ. And you know the saddest part is this is something that just got started with Ebalsi, where they got exposed because of CJ and Hanifi. They're supposed to be doing low income affordable housing. This is how we got our center. And this is how people are like, she never had a center. We had a center because CJ was our fucking landlord. Yes. Now, the whole time we were there, we never had a problem. We always played our rate. We didn't have any beef with the residents. They loved everything that we were doing. They asked several times for us to come back. All kinds of stuff was going on. We were working with Lifelong. They mentioned us and said that we were doing community work, and they ended up getting a grant. So did Ebalsi. So they can't hate because a lot of people made money off of me collaborating with them, and that's why they had to go the extra mile playing with my name during quarantine. Secret meetings, Castle crying and lying. So can you tell us about this body though? Because we got a private investigator. Okay, but you came to our meeting like crying hysterically. I'm so sorry. You really like shocked me. Yeah, that's the type of shit that is going on now. This is gonna be on the news. Period. This lady is so horrible. They were evicting families and then trafficking their kids. That's what led to the rise of this crazy ass tent city in Oakland. They're supposed to be an affordable housing developer and provider and playing hella games with Chiang and the Chinese living there and doing way too fucking much and all them getting up the housing. And that's why they had this whole nonsense with editing the housing system. Because they used to do like randomization. They had to edit it. She's so horrible. And she's always fucking drunk, always starting hella shit. People leaving in and out of Ebalsi, hella chaos going on. We painted the place purple. And I said, okay, well, Angela's moving in here. Are you sure she doesn't want it purple? Because I know she is. Oh, no, you have to paint it over. Angela's like, oh, we should have just kept it purple. I paid $4,000 or something like that to have the place painted. Talk about we don't like the way that it was painted, but it was your contractor that I hired. You were going to paint it anyways. Right, yeah, and they stole $4,000 from me. Yeah, and then it came up with the Balti Tough because the community saw what they did, especially because we did like this like community fundraising thing with Kiva Zip. Right, so we're playing off our Kiva's loan, and then that was supposed to go back into the platform, and they found out about that, and they went bad on Ebalti, and they gave them the money. Yes, hella shit got started. They put the money to the side for all this bullshit that had gotten started. hella chaos is about to come out with these bitches playing games with the endowment. And this is what I'm talking about with the Oakland arts community. I didn't see this because she is now the director of the Oakland Arts and Cultural District Fund or some shit like that. She left Ebaltzi. She's there now. And now you see what I'm talking about with Hanifi and money going into spell working goofy bitches starting shit. Come on now. Yeah, you bitches are too old for this bullshit, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I go somewhere and like, oh, I denied her document and I played like this and that. Okay, what can I get from her? Like spiritually. I can't get an Akasha for enforcement. They said I'm supposed to like tower over her and like be over her energy. Oh, I didn't know that. And then kids going missing like in droves. And that's why the cartel watches where the fuck I go so they know who's starting this. It's gotten that fucking bad. Yes, like dozens of kids just go missing. Like, oh, how can we use this for magic? Oh, I guess I want to be on Yui's planet. What the fuck are you talking about? And these bitches started this bullshit.
Own property. I'm a Sunday school teacher to housing, how records were being kept.
She doesn't really know what's going on. Poor lady. She just need, baby, I didn't know. Oh no. Oh no. I didn't know this was going on. She's like that. This rat bitch. Yeah.
Department in the city, and it made them.
I'm here for your induction ceremony. 4 and 5 little kids that got switched at birth getting molested by these men. That's what. Whoa. They have all their location tapped. They follow them everywhere. I'm telling you, the cartel is overstrapped. Larry Reed, of course he would be in here. Who else is in here? He wants to go play with Colette. Who? Oh, that's not Colette. That's another one of them. She's not a Calico. Hold on.
Together and build relationships and builds power. Like that was the ultimate goal. Of things that folks can do with the right built infrastructure in neighborhoods and the right that are predominantly black. And I think it's
good. She made a strong statement after what happened with Prince being involved in this. And that's why they're playing in the court right now. Like, oh, yeah, well, she didn't get anything in court. That's a lie. Remember, this is about what the fuck are you talking about? You guys think that we didn't see this virtual reality? Because they were telling everyone the endowment trying to use the death of 2 other people, and that was nowhere near me or the document or the docket the whole time. But something that's going to end up getting very gully is that flash drive that I have and that SIM card that I have links and hella documentation. Everything that they did, yes. So then they tried to hide all of this, but she's the one that gave Prince the Chiang. Yes, so you're making a strong ass statement after what happened for the past 2 something years that, oh, this is not happening. Our family is not giving people human meat. Oh, okay, we shouldn't have started to know that. Okay, I didn't know that they really play with my family too. They play with her family too, but she did it to go get involved with some like ratchet ass nigga that didn't want to date her. She just went to go like be on her own, but she tried to go give him Cheong and then went involved with some female that got Radio Raheem's son killed. And they're hella messy and ratchet in Oakland and like, oh, okay, I'm doing this for Prince, and he straight like blasted her. She only has 2 funders, and it's only the people that like just so they can track who's coming in and out if they know Prince. Somebody else got funding to do what they were doing, and they took all the youth too. Hella shit had gotten started. She's so messy and started hella shit with Roy too. Yeah, and that's one of the things that's coming out too, how they're trying to glamour. You guys know Roy Leo Terry Mercer. He has Mercer. Roy has such hard flows. I'm telling you, like, if there's one person I respect is Roy for he's a good rapper. Me and Roy, we didn't fall out. Desiree fed him period blood, and then Roy lost his mind, and everyone noticed it because it started a big ass fight. Because someone said, "Why is Roy in jail? You guys are playing with magic, and he's getting bad luck." That's why. So when he started dating that female Cheyenne, that's a Hanifi. When I saw him go to jail, I guess because his baby mama, I said, "Oh, they're playing with him. They're setting him the fuck up, Roy, because of what they did with his mom. She had to get amputated. She had diabetes, and they set up her fucking illness. They did because of who their family was in the 80s and 90s. And it's coming out that Castle knows exactly how Roy's dad got killed. Yeah, because he was a top fucking hitter. Yes. And if you see Roy's face, you're going to be like, oh, that nigga's from Zorzai for sure. Yes, they did hella fucking much. And he was one of Prince's top students. And that's the big ass problem right now. It's that the young people that they claim to be supporting, look what's happening with us. Right, and everyone's like talking about it because the Bay Area is supposed to be like the hub for youth development and nonprofits and social justice. But look what happened to all of us, and we worked the hardest. We did the most. Roy works with like the most like disconnected niggas and got them coming up to those centers. They have a studio here, this and that, and they came. So that's what happened now, and they feel like, oh, we can do this and that. But look at the impact we made in the community. Just us getting stalked, Roy going to jail. What happened with Brother Peace and all them? The Hanifis trying to set them up in nonsense. Oh, you guys are like doing sex rituals, and you just try to draw us with knowledge. That's what you really want us to do. Oh, okay. All that bullshit, everyone's watching this because how it ended up getting hella people murdered all throughout the United States and started a big ass gang war. All right, so you guys have to know that these bitches that went to go sit in this video, you really set yourself the fuck up because they didn't have what we had, information and access. They just thought it was all good and it was cool. And so they didn't realize like, oh, I didn't know that the Vietquam is watching here. Oh, I didn't know that the Al Haftor was watching. Oh, I didn't know that the Higrasam is watching. I didn't know that the Igbo royal families were watching. I didn't know that all these families were fucking watching this bullshit and like knew what we were doing. That's what's happening now. All right, so now they're trying to scatter and make it seem like, oh, the endowment still has money. I assure you, Daisy's not getting anything. And of course, she lied. She did this and that in our community. Then when that was their first thing, remember, it was quarantine. No one really believed it. That's what I'm saying. People have been scattering. The only people that really got involved with them were people that they glamored, well, Chiang and shit like that, that set them up. Then on the other end, hella people didn't know about this at all. Then on the other hand, there are people that knew about this, disconnected from everybody, and just switched jobs, moved to new states, worked behind the scenes, and set them up. And this is what we talk about, where people are fucking faxing me medical cards and shit like that, and it's imploding cartels. And then you go on the news and everyone in the area is dying, from the bankers to people working in the fucking government, right? So you know that my channel is doing something because I post or I say something and then we see the manifestations. There you go, a cause and effect. Okay, great. So now we've established that my channel is making waves, literally. So then what ended up happening here, that's what these hoes went to go get involved in, and they got set the fuck up because Alicia Garza's disgusting. And what they can't deny is that they have a disgusting white man running around playing with umbilical cord and starting shit with real goonin' ass hood niggas to make it seem like he's lit hiding behind my dad's this, my sister's a lawyer, and I'm doing this, and I'm a politician that, and da 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 da, and I know this woman of color and that one because he plays with all the goofy, messy bitches. All right. So that's another thing that they're trying to hide, how they got involved with that white man who then hacked my phone and had my photos going around and starting hella shit and creating hella lies and then giving people human fucking meat to glamour them. That's the big ass thing that's starting hella beef, and these bitches are not getting any funding because you saw that other video. So I feel like this is powerful that this has came out now that everything is getting started, because this is going to impact you. And I'm going to tell you right now, they think it's going to keep on going like this, but they see it like, oh, the kids aren't interested in this. Everyone's talking about Daisy. Everyone's talking about Leon. Everyone's talking about what the fuck we started in the UK. We didn't know who she was. We didn't know who he was. And then just starting exorbitant, messy, goofy nonsense because she's very ignorant doing that bullshit.
Really important. So my role is a couple of things. One is to organize sort of how we achieve the purpose, which is to build thriving Black communities. And so organizing the strategic work groups that we have, our purpose, our focus, our activities, and action. The second is to really kind of lead the effort to hold place for Black.
Good. So now you know how they're funneling money. Now you see how they got defunded because they're playing with the endowment. Because everyone saw the arts community get defunded and everyone was fighting about it. Then they tried to make it seem like, oh no, we're not doing this and that. But somebody recorded Monique Woodard and she was saying, I don't know what she's talking about, but I will have to say on my end, though, some people did get defunded. I would just say, leave that bitch alone and don't say anything else. Because everyone got exposed. Everyone got fucking exposed. Everyone. And every single day I sit here and this shit is, they're not paying me out. They're playing hella games. They're playing with Leon and his job. That's the biggest thing because they keep on curating cases and they're not trying to close it. So there's 4 specific cases with specific docket numbers. This needs to be completely closed, this one and this one and this one, until I can get out of this contract. Because that's what they're doing at the FBI. They're making people sign contracts like that. Oh, you can't talk to your family for a year because this and that. People do it all the time. All the fucking time. And they did it to hella high priests and then try to gang stalk them and start shit at the job. For a white woman to then be like, oh, look it, you can't be next to your wife because this and that. Look at, do you see this? I just ordered a private flight. I'm showing you. Okay, I'm going home tomorrow. Bye. Yes. Between the time I signed this contract to be working at like a home base, aka Washington, D.C., and I'm over here and I'm working and it's supposed to be 6 months. It got passed over to 2 years because you fudged this whole investigation with Daisy. And then you tried to put her on America's Most Wanted list when she was just sitting here playing with tarot cards because you were playing in space. That never went anywhere. I'm telling you, you guys have no idea. It never went anywhere. It's all internal. And it was that babysitter bitch Maria because she wanted to fuck on Leon. That's what's coming out, that they orchestrated a fake ass fucking investigation against me because this bitch got hopped up on like chaos, playing with my period blood, playing with my octopus and starting hella shit with meth at work. Several people died because it drank that fucking coffee and it had meth in it. That's what these hoes got caught doing. Like, oh, like 2 months later, like Suzanne just like died. Like people just fucking die and they're playing like that at the job. And they orchestrated all this a lot. And then they were playing with switching people's kids at birth. So that's what had gotten started. You guys really have no fucking clue. These hoes are really done for. Let me show you.
People and businesses, which means we have to identify properties to buy and acquire. Leasing doesn't work. And how do we then
and playing hella games like, oh, we can do this for you, we can do that. See, we're doing this and that, and they got with all the most ratchets, and that's how you know they got debilitated. And the funny thing here is they deserve everything that they're getting. And now that everyone's watching this bullshit, they're like, oh, okay, we didn't know how many people were gonna see this. They were like surefire that they had hidden this, but they didn't know about Hanifi. They didn't know about Space. They didn't know about Calico Host. They didn't know Castle was a serial rapist and murderer. And that's why I said people had to like get fired for them to like go, like, you know, okay, I can take a grant from you now that he got fired, but like, you know, we can't be involved in that. Now the next thing is Daisy has to get her money back. Well, we can't give you money. I'd rather that because I'm not gonna have no reputation or job, because everyone really got defunded and blacklisted, and these foundations really didn't have money that they thought they did. The stock market straight fucking crashed or got reset because it was all like edited anyways, and there is no fucking money. There isn't. They can go print money as much as they want. That's about to get fucking set up so badly because any money that they put in their account, it gets moved out, and they don't know how to get into that technology to take their bank accounts out. It doesn't. So we have 24-hour fucking access, 365 days a year, consistently into infinity access to the white man's bank account because of how they went to go play in the hood with hood hoes to go get on dick and starting shit, right? So now you're playing games, and with this white man, the shit that got started, really, the biggest problem here is how they all fucking set themselves up playing with my name and didn't see that there was hella people like right behind him. There's like 9 women behind him that have been reporting him, been setting him up, sued the state of California, brought the shit to his old job. He can't get a different job, can't get funding, hella shit going on, and they all got set up. You guys are about to see this shit in the news. It's gonna be fucking hilarious how ratchet this shit is. Good.
put in structures of financing those properties so that them could be broken individually, but when we come together, what power and agency is really about is those organizations coming together like the fist. And so
Ooh, Oakland is done for. That's so sad. It's sad what they did to Oakland and how they set Oakland up
Going
tough.
crazy right after the Black Renaissance. My mama told me love get the best response. This is and make it happen. I've been going nuts. I'm talking 3 times crazy. It's gonna take us to save us. It's gonna take us to save us.
Right. These hoes got their 2 seconds of fame playing with the California
I
Nama.
said
Look what
it
they
with
got.
pride and much passion. The town helped make me, so I gotta make it happen. I've been going nuts, I'm talking 3 times crazy. Got hella songs but too short and I'm still in amazement. Every time we think we up, we still in the basement. The villain is hatred, but we killing displacement. Unity is the ammunition. Community is the only mission. Every block in every district, this is where it starts. On your marks, we to the finish. What if we made the hood a neighborhood? It ain't enough to say we could, we really gotta come together. What if we made the hood a neighborhood? Link up and do some good, own it now, it's ours forever.
East Oakland Collective, yes, that's what I'm saying. Oh, they're really done for. Yeah, okay, Daisy. Ooh. Ooh, oh no, they're really done. They're really done. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, if you see this, they're really done. Like, okay, they got tapped out. Yeah, they're playing with all the ops. So I feel like that's good though, because now everyone knows who all the ops is and who's actually doing the work. So now what's gonna end up happening is, remember, this has been going for 2 years. There's people that have been talking about this from the very start. They try to play with them. Now those people that got blacklisted, they're now the new presidents and EDs and shit like that of all these foundations. So now all those other ratchets that were running these places, they had to get out because they're trying to distance their name from Cyborgia, right? So you have to leave because we don't want people thinking that we're like involved with Ear Clunkly, you know, especially not after Bernadette. Just too much, too soon, right? Starting too much shit. So then now what's happening is all the ops got exposed. That philanthropy fuckery is done. Racial justice is done. Why? Because you got the dream machine on. Stop playing with aliens and stop playing with category holes and calico holes. Okay, you can't do that, then there ain't no such thing as racial justice. Goodbye. You're playing in the court, you're playing with Daisy, you're starting all the shit, no one's getting any fucking funding. Because they're taking, you get that money in your bank account, that money gets taken out and put somewhere, and it's going to some high priestess somewhere. So there could be a high priestess. Let's play a game. There could be a high priestess tonight with like 5,000 US dollars in her account. It came from some other organization that didn't deserve it. Let's get started. Yeah, but hey, brother Azuko, sister Azuka, yeah, let's start that. Yeah, I think that's better. So I feel like we should start that, and then every day drama. Good. So good. Good. So now, right, is starting goofy ass nonsense, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? Right, and you're playing with me talking about you're gonna be playing with spell work and rituals and doing hella much and causing hella fucking drama and chaos. You sound hella stupid, yeah. Yep, yeah, playing. Please go look into all this honey fee playing. They're so disgusting. People needed to see that's a good sign that it's over, you guys, because if they're going that far, that means that something's been completely shut down and they really like have to affiliate with just anybody. um Now, this is another thing I need to talk about. Dreamforce. Thank you, guys. Dreamforce, the Salesforce conference that happens like once a year. Now, Dreamforce. You guys know Ebony works for Salesforce, Ebony Freelix. So when I'm talking about Ebony, I'm talking about Ebony Freelix. But some of you guys in the virtual reality, specifically to Atlanta, they're talking about Ebony Davis, right? But when it comes to like this whole nonsense about kids getting switched, it's Ebony Freelix. Because Ebony Davis works in Fonny's office. Right, she's the honeybee that came down there to play. They switched her from another department and she came there to like play. She's like young Goofy. Yeah, they're the ones that started that rap report. You guys remember that whole Instagram in like 2015 or 14 where people were getting put on there like, oh, their affidavits and statements and interviews and charges and shit. And it started a big ass fucking war. Who told? How did this get online? They started that because they were all working in the DA's office and doing internships with messy hoes. And that's their first round of chaos playing games with my email. Because I had a DCYF email, and DCYF is connected to two fucking file and folder systems for the juvenile court. And one of those file and folder systems is connected to the larger criminal court that's connected to 850 and then also South City Jail, San Mateo. And you guys want to go play? Listen. Someone said, your life is so fun. You have access to all the juicy content. Why aren't you more messy? That's not the point of that. Like, you could write a proposal or you can get like several people like kidnapped and murdered. Like, it's all what you choose to do at work, right? Right. So, wow. Wow. I don't care anymore. They hacked this email, they hacked that email. I'm so tired of hearing this. Like, yeah, somebody just stopped in India. You did what? I'm telling you, like, people are just hearing this. Like, I'm like, la da 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 talking, and then they hear like bombs like dropping. Like, excuse me? Each one is like a national security concern with these hood holes starting all the shit. And they're just like letting this shit go on while they're getting killed in the streets. Oh well. So, anyways, they went to go start it, and Ebony went to go start some shit, and somebody checked the fuck out of her. Of course, Gavin Newsom was there as a speaker. He's so disgusting. He thought he was gonna get paid. He did. And they don't have money. He realized that, like, oh, I only got this. I thought I was gonna get a hotel for the night and maybe flown out. And okay, he said, "Hey, Mark, I paid for one transportation. Is there something wrong?" He said, "What are you talking about? You paid for yourself to get here. Good. Come clean up the fucking city." And he said, "Oh." He's so disgusting, Gavin Newsom. He's such a rat. And he shows you that like he has like no like ability to like there's like a thing where people that are not supposed to have like nice things or they're not supposed to have like luxury or lavish, it's a certain way that they act that show you that they're not supposed to have it, and there's something that happens around them that shows you that they're not supposed to have it and they're not going to have it for long, right? And it's the fact that when he comes around he has an air of like he's supposed to be doing this and he deserved this for whatever reason, but this nigga only has a bachelor's. He barely fucking graduated because he raped somebody, started hella shit, and like took a drug and thinks that he's like on Limitless because he was playing with Matthew McConaughey's like umbilical cord. You know now, like now you see what the fuck I'm talking about with the goofy ass motherfucker playing with the umbilical cord, thinking he's sick and lit. Right. So now what's happening here is people don't even want to. You just. Yeah, he played with Ben Affleck tough because you know Ben Affleck is actually part like he's like on the planet like a part Spanish, so and he's also Spanish in space and he was playing with him tough. That's how that nigga got wrapped up with Jennifer Lopez. Then switched his daughter at birth and she's like at East LA High. Yeah, and they were blasting her face in the virtual reality, and I was like, "Oh, you really shouldn't have done that," because she looked just like her dad. This shit that you guys got started, whoa! That's all I gotta say. They're done for. Yeah, they had their attendance got reduced, and then they were playing games. Oh, I think I told you guys this. They kidnapped 19 white men. Good, 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 good. The police are not gonna call me for everything, for anything. I promise you. Good. So, okay. Okay, good. This is what we're talking about. Ken Paxton, Texas Senate votes to acquit him on 16 articles of impeachment. But I feel like if you're doing that for the Senate that's doing that, you're gonna end up getting caught up. And I feel like there's something about like three of you that are gonna have like an emergency because it's possible. Yeah, because they're doing way too much in the cartel in Texas. Like they really like kidnapped all their kids, and it's hella out of control. Like we want this coke, and we want that boat, and we want this farm, or you're not getting your kids back. Yeah, like in mass, doing hella fucking much, hella much. Uh-uh. All right, you guys, that's what I have for you. Well, ops and rats. I would say start looking into all these different nonprofits because a lot of them are doing these nonprofits, foundations. They're doing it all at once. Look in the city and county too. Yeah, yeah. The endowment they funded like something that the Alameda County Public Health was doing. I was on the Public Health Commission. I stepped down because I didn't want to get harassed. And now the endowment tried to sell off my work, and now they need my work. I think it's perfect that this is going on. I just feel like there's gonna be more bullets and more violence and more chaos because you asked for that. You're playing with me in virtual reality. You're starting hella shit. They're acting like they don't know what the fuck this is and what's going on. And oh, I never heard about that. They act like people don't know. But that video is more than I'm telling you. That started some shit in Oakland. Thank you. Somebody else, thank you. Somebody wants to say, I can't expose my location. I can't expose my identity, Daisy, but you just really exposed something very lethal with what you brought out. Yeah, and I'm going to bring something else out. There's a nigga named Anthony, I think. He rides a motorcycle, or I think that's his name. He has a brother. They're like brown skin like this. Right. He owns apartments. He owns a building. You guys know about him. They're involved in that shit too. That's like major in Oakland. I just have to say that something's gonna completely end. I seen this shit. Yeah, and there's somebody that got followed to this like bakery, like, oh, he's just gonna go buy donuts. Didn't know that they were playing with Hanifi. There was a body part in that box with the box, a stack of money and a gun. These niggas too dishonorable. Yeah. Oh, it is too ratchet good. Starting too much. No, he doesn't know any of them. Like they think that they hit like what they did. It's like a bunch of women getting kidnapped and murdered. It's the same shit that they were doing with Brandy. That's that's what they were doing. Like all the rappers and shit like that. They were like rapping Forte. They were like kidnapping or raping a bunch of women, and then they were using them as like henchmen to get rid of the bodies and stuff like that. And they all got caught up in drama.